Aloha everybody and welcome to the finale of The Bouncer. Here we're just watching each character's individual endings. I couldn't really fit it in with the Duragon boss fight, so I had to make it its own separate video, but yeah, first up is Volt's ending.
So how's Dominique been since the incident?
Don't worry. Thanks to the destruction of that satellite, she's been her usual self.
She's going to figure it out eventually, you know.
That Santa Claus isn't real.
When we grow old, she's still going to look the same.
I'll tell her when the time comes.
Like when she goes to the doctors for an X-ray scan, because I gotta tell them before they do.
But until then, I want her to live a normal life.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Bolt. It's your shift.
Okay, I'm coming.
Man, I'm so bored. This place has been too quiet ever since that incident.
Hey, if we're not doing anything, it means the bar's doing just fine, right?
Wow, hard at work again.
How's it going, Dominique?
I'm doing all right. Actually, I'm doing better than ever before.
Huh? What is it?
Lately, you've been looking a lot kinder, Volt.
Oh, that can't be good.
Why?
I could lose my job, you know.
At least you're not scaring away the customers. What's the point of being a bouncer if the bar's empty?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So don't change anything. You got that, Volt?
Sion, maybe you were right after all.
Does this bar have room for another bouncer?
Oh boy!
Echidna.
They hired you as a bouncer. I should be more than qualified for the job.
I thought I told you to settle down and lead a normal life.
Show me a man who is stronger than me, and maybe I will.
Aina.
Don't call me by that name. My name's Echidna.
Fine. Have it your way.
So yeah, Echidna becomes a bouncer. And if this game had a sequel, she probably would have been a playable character in the story mode. Ugh. Anywho, here's Ko's ending.
Man, I'm so bored. This place has been too quiet ever since that incident.
Hey, if we're not doing anything, it means the bar's doing just fine, right?
Yeah, but still. My amazing skills are gonna go to waste if I don't use them.
Sion!
You look like you're doing good as usual, young lady.
Oh, what about you, Ko? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. A bouncer can't make a living without being fit.
Good, as long as you have your health.
Ko, it's your shift.
You got it.
It turns out, although the satellite was destroyed, the target will still need to be watched over. Now that your replacement's been assigned, you're free to take your vacation.
Well, actually, you think it would be possible for me to continue this assignment?
Well, I'm sure it'll be okay, but why the sudden change of heart?
I don't know. I just feel like I should stick with it.
I'll let High Command know then. Remember, don't get too involved with your assignment. You got that?
See? I told you to be careful, Sion.
Understood.
I mean, the next person would have to apply for the bouncer job, and that just seems like a big hassle, so yeah.
The bar should be closing up soon. Time to work the last shift and call it a night. Forgot about my day job.
Sorry, I know you're closing shop soon, but I've got one more job for you. I want you to go to the Central Plaza.
What's the rush? Is it another assignment?
You'll find out when you get there.
Did I keep you waiting?
Leanne!
I've got orders from command. I'm here to fight you.
What? What?
Oh my god, we have another fight! So yeah, Leanne is actually in the game. You can actually unlock her for multiplayer if you beat her right here. So you have to play through the game exclusively as Ko in order to get this scene. But Leanne, I don't want to beat you up, you're hot! And you got this weird, like, arm thing that makes me think of Yuffie or Riku or something, I don't know. I love the ragdoll physics. Something I didn't mention about the bouncer is that you have to manually get up whenever you're knocked down. So if I don't push any button, they just lie there and lie there and lie there and, oh. Oh god, my back. Oh, Jesus Christ. Leanne, I don't want to fight you. I'm terrible at this. Oh. I really couldn't fight her. She was too intimidating.
What's the meaning of this?
Just testing you. They didn't want you to watch over the target if you lacked the skills to beat me.
So, what's gonna happen now?
You're relieved of your assignment, of course. Is what I'd like to say, but you'll continue with your current assignment.
It's okay?
The Mikado incident happened because you weren't doing your job, but you were still able to solve the problem.
Hey, I thought we were supposed to keep personal feelings from interfering with the mission.
Don't get cocky.
It's never easy, is it?
Okay, but here's what happens when I actually win the fight, because we do get a different cutscene, and I believe you have to win the fight in order to unlock her for multiplayer. But luckily, she's not nearly as hard as Duragon. She doesn't have any crazy, amazing moves, and we only have to fight her one time, not 3 times in a row, so it's not that bad. But again, you still gotta block. You don't have Volt or Sion backing you up for this fight, so you gotta be real careful with how you handle this. The good news is, after you defeat Duragon, you can make a save file, like, immediately. And that means you can just retry and retry and retry over and over again, even if you do lose to Leanne a whole bunch of times, so... Not today, sister!
What's the meaning of this?
Just testing you. They didn't want you to watch over the target if you lacked the skills to beat me.
They don't have much faith in me, do they?
What did you expect? If you had been doing your job, the incident wouldn't have snowballed into something that big.
So, what's gonna happen now?
You passed. You'll continue with your current assignment. See you later.
Hey, yo, wait a minute. I haven't seen you in a long time and all, so, like, why don't we...
I thought I told you it's against regulations to get personally involved with your assignment.
It's a tough job.
Oh, Ko, you lovable scamp. Anywho, now it's time for Sion's ending.
Man, I'm so bored. This place has been too quiet ever since that incident.
Hey, if we're not doing anything, it means the bar's doing just fine, right?
Yeah, but still. My amazing skills are gonna go to waste if I don't use them.
It's your shift, Sion.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you for that, Ko. Thank you for that weird wave goodbye.
Master.
Listen to me, Sion. I don't want you to worry if I happen to disappear someday.
Master?
Just worry about improving your technique. Now come, Sion. I want you to show me everything I have taught you.
Okay, so if you play the game exclusively as Sion, doing every single fight with him, you don't actually get the Juan ending that we're doing right now. As I find from, like, the internet, apparently you have to play every single fight with Ko or Volt, and then at the very end fight Duragon with Sion, and then you get this scene. So that's what I did in order to unlock this. And if you beat Juan during this flashback, you unlock him for multiplayer. So Leanne and Juan are playable characters. And it's pretty much the same deal that the Leanne fight was. No backup. You only have to beat him once, not 3 times in a row or anything. But Juan is definitely a lot harder than Leanne is. He has a lot more unpredictable attacks. He certainly jumps in and moves a lot quicker. He can't seem to get his grab to work, though. So that was kind of funny, but again, you can save just after the Duragon fight to retry over and over and over again, but you have to play the game as Ko or Volt exclusively, and then fight Duragon with Sion in order to unlock this scene. Again, how you unlock scenes in the Bouncer is very bizarre and very odd, but that's just the way this game, you know, works. That's the way this game operates. I don't know. But yeah, we get to fight Master Juan.
You have learned well, Sion. It is now up to you to decide which path to take. You must never use the arts for personal vendettas. For someone so solitary, you've gained much power. However, you cannot continue this lonely path. Only when you open your heart and accept others will you become stronger. The spirit is the key to your strength.
Open your heart, it's gonna be alright.
Hey, boy, can you put that on my tab? Bouncers can't be sleeping on the job.
Yeah?
You're wearing it!
Isn't that what a pendant's for?
I'm so happy. Thank you, Sion.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
Thanks.
For what?
Thanks for the pendant.
Oh my god, I can't believe he said thanks! Ah! But of course, Sion was a big loner boy before this, so I guess I understand. But, yeah, folks, those are the endings of The Bouncer. That's it for this game.
Are you sending me some kind of sign tonight? Trying to tell me you long for me to be alright?
I'll let you listen to the rest of this song later. The end credits theme was actually made specifically for this game, so that's kind of amazing, and it's so, like... Again, it's such a Squaresoft thing, but The Bouncer, how do I feel about this game? Why did I do a Let's Play on this game? I guess it's always been kind of hard to articulate, because when it comes to the core gameplay, I don't think The Bouncer is, like, that amazing or anything. There's not really doing anything crazy standout. The game doesn't have multiple difficulties, and the only fight I think is really challenging is like the Duragon fight, and maybe the escort mission with Dominique where you have to fight all those robots. Maybe that, because it's just a long gauntlet of you going down like multiple floors, and you can't get her killed, and you can't get yourself killed, so maybe that's kind of tricky. But the game's not really that challenging. As long as you hold the block button a lot during fights and just know when to get in there and when to let your friends distract enemies for you, it's really not that challenging of a game. It's not that deep of a game. I certainly get more satisfaction out of something like a Streets of Rage, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but, you know, it still makes the multiplayer really satisfying. Like I said, this game has a multiplayer mode that I will be showing off later in an extra video, just because I want to show off how Duragon and Mugetsu and Echidna, and Dominique's a playable character in the multiplayer as well. You can fight as Dominique. So, I'm going to be showing that off later. But, and you can even play as all these bonus characters in the survival mode. Survival mode is like this gauntlet where you go through 50 opponents, and you can unlock a special costume for Sion at the very end if you beat it. And you get to play as Dominique, Duragon, you know, Echidna, Chaldea, whoever. So that's pretty good. But, The Bouncer, to me, it came out in 2000 for the PlayStation 2 in Japan, then it came out in 2001 in North America, and it was always teased when the PlayStation 2 was coming out. It was one of the games that Square was, like, showing off, like, this is the power of the PlayStation 2. They were showing the cutscenes, and the voice acting, and the combat, and the graphics, and all that. And The Bouncer certainly feels like a tech demo. It feels like something they wanted to make super quick, to show off the power of the console, you know? To show off, like, this is what the PlayStation 2 is capable of. This is where we can get the presentation to this level. And, like, even when you know what you're doing, with the cutscenes, the game is, like, 2 hours long, if that. If you skip the cutscenes, this game could be beaten in, like, I don't know, 10 minutes? 20 minutes? I'm not a speedrunner, but I feel like it could be beaten in under 20 minutes. And there's really not much to the story mode. I think the multiplayer does have a staying power. I think that you could treat it like it's Urge's God Bless the Ring Part 2, and maybe the multiplayer got a lot of mileage with a lot of people. I don't know. All you really have are like 10 arenas, and you get all these playable characters to fight, and you can have like one-on-one, there's like triple threat fights, fatal four-way fights. You can have team battles where it's 3 versus 3. So there's a lot of different implementations with the multiplayer there. But again, I'll show off all that stuff later. But I've always thought of the Bouncer as sort of a tech demo. It was never really that deep. It certainly made a lot of clumsy flaws. I don't know why the story mode is not co-op. It absolutely should be co-op. And that's why it was always a little disappointing to me that the Bouncer never got a sequel. Because so many games always improve with the sequel. They always know what didn't work about the first game, and then they improve so much with the second game. And the second game could have had co-op story mode. It could have had a longer story mode. It could have had an even more in-depth multiplayer mode with lots of different options for it, you know? I like the idea of a beat-em-up game where, like, the buttons are, like, pressure sensitive. So, like, you know, if you push hard, you'll do one move. If you push lightly, you'll do another move. If you hold L1, or sorry, not R1, you'll do like a special attack or something. I like that idea, and I think that combat has some potential there. And certainly this game has a lot of... Every character has a lot of crazy moves, so there is a lot of potential there, but I just really... The one thing that always stayed with me long after I played it in 2000, 2001, even though this game is so short, even though this game is so basic, it's just such a batshit universe, and the characters are really hilarious, and the Bouncer storyline is just peak insane Squaresoft, Square Enix. Like, when Square does something crazy, oh, this is absolutely an insane Square game. It's amazing, and, you know, I still like this game. I still like coming back to this every now and then. I still have a weird infatuation with it, even though it's not that amazing gameplay-wise. So I wanted to show it off with all of you.
Who are you?
Dominique. Dominique Cross. What's your name?
Me? I'm Sion. Sion Barzad.
Sion.
And yeah, that's it. That's it. Again, I have extra videos with the multiplayer as well as the survival mode, so we are going to be seeing a little bit extra. But this game was something else. It's kind of criminal this game didn't have a sequel. I wanted to see what batshit crazy storyline they could have come up with that. I wanted to see what gameplay improvements they could have made. More Trinity rushes. More Trinity rushes where you do these crazy, amazing moves to fucking robots and dogs and shit. A potential sequel would have been amazing, but alas, it's been like 19 years since this game came out, so I don't think we're gonna get a sequel anytime soon. Although, we got references in Kingdom Hearts. They referenced Dog Street in that game, so who knows, who knows. Could you imagine if Kingdom Hearts 4, they fucking run into Sion, Volt, and Co. at Fate Street? At the Fate Bar, rather. You never know, man. You never know. But this game is certainly a guilty pleasure. It's not the most amazing gameplay-wise. It certainly has flaws, but goddamn do I have an affection for this one. And I hope you enjoyed this too. Anyway, folks, I am the Great Clement. It has been fun. Toodles.